Okay, we now have the lumber home for our project. We made 2 trips to Bangpo to pick up this pine. It's European pine. And Rin and I are going to make, or attempt to make, a piece of furniture with a screwdriver and a saw and some glue. Wish us luck on this. We'll keep you posted on the progress. So today we glued up our first pair of legs. There are 2 pairs or 1 pair of legs in there. We're using 1x2s, again European pine, and Sarin, who is now relaxing, did most of the work there. And tomorrow we'll do up the next pair because I don't have big enough clamps to do them all together. Someday I will. I used to have them in Canada, but one step at a time, and we're doing it all by hand. Okay, well, we did buy a couple of new tools. We got a sander, a DeWalt sander that just arrived yesterday, nice little unit, and new toolbox and lots of screws. And tomorrow, hopefully, my new DeWalt drill driver hammer drill arrives from Lazada as well, bit by bit. So, Sarin is now setting up to glue up some legs. We're using 1x2s, which are really only 3/4 by 1 3/4, and we're gluing 2 of them together 4 times to make legs for our project here. A little bit of paper down just so we don't get glue all over everything. Want to make sure we match up the grains as good as possible. We did one earlier today and went fairly well. And we kill bugs at the same time. What was that, a mosquito? Mm-hmm. Did you get him?
Yeah.
Good. Or her. Okay. And she's going to go get the glue and our brush for application. Who knows how this project's going to work out, but it's kind of fun to do. It's simple. As I've said a couple of times already, or will say again, we haven't got all the fancy machinery that I had when I was making some furniture back in Canada, but we have the desire and the need for another simple cupboard to hold stuff. We glue both sides, or both pieces, and so that they laminate together nicely. There's a little bit of squeeze out, but that can be expected, and that's why we have the paper down. Well, my tool collection is starting to grow again. When I was in Canada, I had a full woodworking shop and many very nice tools. Yeah, but I'm starting to get a couple of small ones now for our project here, including a DeWalt 18-volt hammer driver drill combination, and a nice DeWalt sander, plus some hand tools. And this morning, Rin just picked up for me some 24-inch clamps. Believe me, in Thailand, it's hard to find all this stuff in one place. Thank you very much, Rin, for getting that for me. And she brought it home on the motorcycle. So I'm almost getting ready to make the next move on the furniture piece that we're building. Wish us luck, eh? Okay. So Sarin has glued up both pieces. We've already done one, now she's doing the second leg. Glued up both pieces. And I'm going to put them together, laminate them together. Ensure that we line up the grain as much as possible. A couple of these pieces were cut from the same piece of wood, so the grain lines up nicely. Some you just have to match as best you can.
Okay.
Good. Now she's putting both together and get ready to clamp. It's a bit of a messy job, isn't it, Sarin? Yeah, sticky. Thank goodness it's water-based glue. Washes up nicely. We'll bring that down in a bit. Yep. I think ring. Put that over. And this one. There we go. That'll match up better. Give this a little knockdown. Line it up a little bit more. Again. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Clamp number one. Very tight. We need bigger clamps, but if we'd had good sized clamps, then we could have done all 4 legs at once. But again, we work with what we've got and pray for the best. I have to work reasonably fast with this because it gets very sticky fast and hard to move. So now that we've got the legs all glued up, we have to sand them down. We haven't. I wish I had a belt sander for this, but I don't. I've got a nice little palm sander, but it's a fairly big job. Rin started out doing it, but then she got a special parcel in the mail, so I have to do this. See what I'm doing here, and then we'll cut to break. But where the glue joints are, glue squeeze out, and it's a little rough, so you have to take it down so that they look kind of nice at the end, sort of more like, well, starts to look a little bit better. I got a lot more work to do on that though. Okay, that's it for now. Okay, Rin and I have just had a little bit more fun here. We started cutting up the legs, and what did we use to cut the legs, Rin? Such a professional tool. Turn it sideways. Yeah. Oh my God. This is not what we'd use on a real piece of furniture. But then what we're going to do is I have to clean them up so that they fit together as nicely as possible. And then we're going to connect them using dowels and glue. And hopefully that makes it nice and strong. And we have 2 pairs of these to do. And then we'll see how things work out. Wish us luck again. There we go. So most of the major sanding has been done until we assemble. And now we're going to start to connect them with dowels. And we're marking the holes. And we're using this and drilling. And putting our dowels in the holes. And then we will glue them up. Correct? Correct. That's kind of fun. We don't have all the right tools, but we make do with what we've got. Well, here we are again. we've got everything pretty much dry fitted with the European pine and the dowels. Rin is going to pull everything apart because it's time to glue up. So you want to pull everything apart there, Rin?
Oh, yeah.
It's a nice tight fit. Okay. And we set the dowels up all ready to be glued because you want to glue fairly quickly. Set the dowels where we want. Same place. Okay. Good. Good. Then, now we're going to start applying some glue, and then we'll clamp them up. There we go. Now we're applying the glue, just a little bit in each hole. Not too much. Good. One at a time. I'm sure professionals are going to do this a lot differently, but we're certainly not professionals, but we're having a little bit of fun. Good. And down at the end as well. Okay. Now we're going to put the dowels in those holes. Push them down, and the glue will squeeze out. The dowels will expand in the hole once the glue touches them and make a nice tight fit. Good. Okay, now, oh, we had an industrial accident. Her glasses fell off. We're going to do the sideboards. Just a little bit. There we go. It's okay. If you put too much glue in, then it squeezes out, and it just means there's more to clean up. And a little bit on the board itself. That's enough, yeah. And that'll squeeze out. And we'll put that right in the dowels. Yeah. Okay. Good. Good. And we do the next one. Lay that down. Good. Super. It helps to have four hands, but I'm being the lazy filleting and just having Rin do all the work. Okay. All right. Now we do the other end, and then we'll put the sides on. Okay, so now we've got the center part done. Now we're going to do the sides. Maybe a little bit more. Nidnoy. Okay. Good. Okay, here. I'll do this side.
No.
What? On this project so far, actually Rin has been doing a better job than I have. Not surprising, but okay. And we have to do those two, right? Sorry I haven't got a shirt on. Okay, oh sorry, I need this. Already done. Okay, now, okay, good. Now, we'll send this up and put some glue in there. Okay, good. Okay, and I'll hold that and you put the first leg on. It's going to be very tight because we made this one really, really tight. Okay, just a second, I'm going to have to help. Flip it over and do the other leg. Yeah, looking good. Okay, and okay, all right, I'm going to have to help squeeze here. Okay, all glued up, no place to go. No, now we're going to put some wood on each side there, some hardwood, just to protect it because we're going to clamp up now. Going to make sure everything's nice and tight. Okay. Rin got these nice are they 26 inch? I think 26 inch clamps from hardware store in Preconon. Not always easy to find the tools you want in Bangkok. You have to go all over the place to find this stuff. Okay. Loosen up a little bit. Okay, all right, again. Good, right in the middle. Right in the middle there. Good, good. Okay. Good, good. We'll go around and tighten again afterwards. Okay, next one. Okay. Good. Okay. Other way. There we go. Nice and tight. Okay, give it a good turn. Good. Okay, all right. And we're going to do the other one that's in pieces over there. We're going to let them set up for 24 hours. Then we'll start the next part of the puzzle. There we go. What do you think, Ren? Okay, see you next time, eh? So today we're building the inside support structure for our tables, for our table. And we're using screws and glue, and we've done one. And this is pretty darn strong, but we try and do it so that we're hiding the screws. You won't see them. But lots of glue in here. Now Rin's going to do some drilling here, some pilot drills for the new screw holes to hold this together. Perfect. Okay, we'll do one in the middle. We're doing 3 on each side. Yep, we're good.
Put a little bit more.
Good. Okay, and we'll do the other side here. And now we're just setting up the screws. And we'll drive them in a little bit. Good. Yep. That's all ready. Yep. Yeah, a little bit further. They're short, so you can go right in. Okay. And one more. And Rin is gluing up the piece. Okay, good. All right. Now we're going to put this piece on top. Okay. And line it up. The pilot holes are already drilled, so all right. And you get your screw gun.
Okay.
No. Oh, do you? Yeah. Yep. Other way. Good.
Okay.
Let's see. We'll see. We'll soon know. Good. Okay. Ow. That's Thai for fuck. No. Okay. Here we go. Okay. The other ones. Let's drive those suckers in. Yeah, you can't change it now. This is not going to be seen. It just has to be strong. Good, perfect, eh? Good, perfect. Rin hard at work.
Ow!
Good. Okay, and we'll do the other side. Usually do an S letter. What letter are you doing? It's a Thai a letter, isn't it?
Yes.
It's S, is it? Okay. You're an artist, aren't you? Okay. You know, the truth is, this is a lot of fun working together on this. It's not going to be perfect. We don't have all the tools. We bought a couple extra tools. We bought a circular saw the other day, and that helps us make our cuts a little faster and a little straighter. See if I can. Hey?
Screw.
Screw. Okay. Shall I?
Just a moment. Just a moment, please.
You okay? All right, over to you. Time for you to screw, baby. Just a sec. Okay. Okay. We'll countersink it a little bit more. Go for it. Well, finish it up. Yeah. Okay.
Ow.
Alrighty. Oh, yep, we got them done up. See, you don't see the screws on the outside. These are support structures, okay? But on the inside, glued and screwed. And this is the most beautiful assistant in the world. Her name is, well, Rin. Okay, till next time. Okay, Rin really doesn't like doing this, but I love it. You'd sooner see her in the video than me. So we progressed on a couple of items. I'll show you what. We haven't cut things yet, but this is kind of what the top's going to be like, is ultimately. And Rin's just going to take those pieces off, set them aside. And I'll show you what else we've done. And what we've also done is we've cut the first shelf out, sort of notched it in because it has to have that notch. And we'll set that aside. We also did the back, and we used a different wood. It's a hardwood, gives a little bit of a color, and we hope it's going to match a little bit with the doors. And it's a nice wood actually. And we used this sort of thin wood, as Rin will demonstrate now. You can't hide your face, dear. So, and now what we're going to do this afternoon is we're going to cut up a couple of support places here, and we'll be putting shelves in there, and we'll take 2 full pieces, and then we have to cut another smaller piece, and we'll be doing the bottom, and that's going to be pretty much for the day. So anyways, that's where we are. So now we've just cut the 2 shelf supports for the main shelf in here, and we do them in such a way so that you don't see them from outside, and they will be the main support for this set of shelves that go on there. Right, Rin? Right. Okay, here we are again. Going to show you what we did today. It's me instead of my lovely partner, Sarin from Raksa. Today we cut more of the shelves and put the back pieces on. And yesterday we had put in some support structures. We're not going to actually nail these in here. They can sit in quite nicely like this. They're a good tight fit. And the bottom one is like that as well. It had to be notched out. And that's what we did today. That's it. Oh, by the way, these aren't on yet. They're just on there to look good. Okay, Saturday night. Thank you, darling. Don't hide. So now what we've done is we've cut the frames of the doors. And it was a bit of a challenge because we're using a circular saw, which you really have to set the jigs up to get the joints nice and tight. So now we're going to pull them apart again and put dowels in and clamp them up, glue them up, and let them sit overnight, and then see you again tomorrow. And now we've put the dowel holes into the door frames, and Rin is really happy about being on camera again, and we're going to do a glue up and put all this together and let it sit overnight. There you go. Okay, it ain't pretty, but we've clamped up where our doweling is, and we've clamped this way as well, so that we try and ensure that our door frame is going to remain quite straight, because there's nothing worse than a crooked door. So we'll let this dry overnight, and we'll do the next step tomorrow. Well, here we are. And what we've been doing is working on the doors, and we routed out on these simple frames. We routed out a nice little spot in there. We bought a new router, right? And learned how to use it. It's a hand router. I've used big routers before, so we routed that out. Then we cut all these little pieces here, and so that's what we just got it taped up on the back. We have to do this properly. But on the front, yeah, it's going to look like that. So, and then we'll do all this together, glue it together and all that. So that's kind of where we are at the moment. There you go. Rin is now gluing up, putting the space in. We've changed the plan a little bit so that the sticky or the two-sided tape wasn't working too good. So what we're doing now is just spacing them and taping them in place until we can clamp them. This is a learning process. I don't think any proper furniture builder in the world has ever done this, so this is an adventure. Okay? Before, nice and tight. Oh. They're moving too much?
Yeah.
Okay. It's okay.
And we
Okay. Piece like that on there. Okay, do the same over here. Keep it nice and bit. Okay. Alright. This one number nice and tight. Okay.
Please.
5 coming up. There we go. I think we just have to keep doing this to keep it nice and tight. Okay, and piece for your side. Okay, good. What number? 6. Okay. Okay, 6. Okay. So here it is. This is the first door clamped up, and it's not perfect, but it's pretty good. Pretty good. And we have this beautiful young. So now we're going to do the second one, and see you then. Okay, so what I'm doing now is taking my doors, which we've already assembled, glued, and let harden and dry the main slabs. But I'm putting on protective and decorative pieces on the back using glue and some screws as well. Professionals don't laugh at my technique here, but it works. So anyways, I've already done 2 here, and I'm going to enter this one. I do need my glasses though, so I'll grab these. And I've already sort of lined it up. It has to match at this end, and has to match width again. Okay? So I'm going to say, okay, that's fine. I'm going to put some glue on this. Not too much. I don't want too much squeeze out, because it just makes for a heck of a thing to clear up later. Maybe a little bit more glue on there. The screws kind of just hold things in place until the glue really takes. The glue is doing all the work really when you're building furniture. Okay, I'll put that down like that. Line it up. Now I have to clamp it in so I can screw it properly. Screwing properly is always very important. I think everyone knows that. Okay, there we go. And I put my other one on. The quick clamps like these are amazing. They're a little bit hard to find in Thailand and a little bit more expensive than in Canada, but they're worth it. Okay, a little bit more there. Okay, get a little bit of squeeze out there. I don't like that, but I'll clean that up in a minute. Okay, so I've got this position so I can now drill some holes, pilot holes, because this is hardwood, and believe me, it's thin hardwood and it splits really easy. So I'll put one screw hole right in about there. I'm putting 3 on the side and just 2 on the end pieces. And again, it's just to keep things in place so the glue dries. Again, won't be perfect. We're working with minimal tools and clamps and maybe rushing a little bit, but it'll be fine. Now I'm going to countersink so the screw heads go into the wood a little bit, and they're going to be flush with the wood. And that just looks better, feels better, and have a less of a chance of splitting the wood. Okay. Now time for a little bit of screwing. And hopefully this moves nicely. Anytime you're doing something, you always have the opportunity to make a mistake and screw things up. So, shouldn't rush too much. And I'll put the screw in down here. Just take it slow. And not too much. Again, I don't want to split that wood. Very easy to split. One down here. And one in the middle. Okay. Now, screws will do the work of the clamp. And voila, I'll do one more because I don't want to bore you too much. But anyways, see you next time. Okay, so we've skipped ahead a little bit. We decided to do the tabletop a little differently. What we've used is 1 3/4 inch pine. What's the name of the pine, Rin? I forget. It's an American pine. It's kind of it's a harder pine. But then what we've done is we've laminated these strips of teak into it to give a little bit of an effect here. We had to rip the wood into pieces here, which is not that easy with a skill saw, but we've got a technique, and you set up your jig and everything is okay. And we're both looking really good here, aren't we? Bye bye. So now we're applying the first coat. Well, Rin's applying the first coat of lacquer. There'll be several coats going on here for protection and for looks. We've mixed this TOA Lacquer 5000 with, it's an oil base, so we mixed it with the thinner, 100 to 150. Looking pretty nice. And Rin, of course, is doing a first-class job. Rin, have you ever done this before? No. How come you're so good? What was that? What was that tongue out again? Yeah, there you go. This is what you do when you don't want to clamp things up. You use your appendages, in this case, Sarin Wrap's feet. Now she's countersinking. These are the bottom supports for our shelves that are going to go in here. And there's better ways to do it, but this works just fine. Just fine. Lacquering our furniture in an apartment. You do what you can do. Thank goodness this stuff doesn't smell too bad. Get it all sort of in different pieces here. How are you doing, Rin? I guess I'm supervising today. I haven't done too much, have I, Rin? Actually, earlier today, what we did was we took our top and we cut in some chamfers here, along here, and along the front. Give it a little bit of a decorative look. And came up okay. Right now the unit is upside down because we're drying it. But this is building furniture in an apartment. Usually with the TV on. There you go. So here we are, the finished product. We just put the doors on this afternoon. Took a little while, and it's not perfect, but it was lots of fun. So we've got our doors on. Hardware always a little bit interesting to do, hanging the doors. We don't really like these white magnets too much, but they're hidden. Maybe we'll change them afterwards. But everything works, and now we have a little bit more storage space. Right? Right. So we did, I think, a lot of fun on this, and I'm really, really happy to have a partner like this. Thank you.